Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Tuesday, the 23rd of November. Yes, this is your best way to start the day up to speed with all of the important sports news here on New Zealand Sports Radio. Now, a big apology after 235 days on the trot of bringing you the morning sports briefing. Yesterday, I slept in and missed the show. So I'm sorry about that, folks. That was the first day, I say, we haven't had one in 235 episodes. So this is the 236th episode here on Tuesday, the 24th. That's the 24th. That's right, the 24th of November. In the news then, and we'll have a quick look at the cricket and that tour game between New Zealand and the West Indies. We'll bring you up to date with how the NBA Premiership has been going, as well as the football and the NBA 18 and 18, the NBL, NBA 18 and 18, the Premiership football and hockey action as well here in New Zealand. There has unfortunately been a sad passing in the NRL. We'll also be talking about how Lydia Ko went in the golf at the weekend. We also had an important show jumping event here in New Zealand, and the end of the ATP Tour finals in London have also taken place. So I'll bring you up to date with all of that news. And yes, the New Zealand A versus West Indies ended up in a draw. The reminder of those scores: New Zealand A scored 308 declared in their opening innings. West Indies then batted for 366 all out before the New Zealand A scored 124 for one. Top scores in there for New Zealand A. Rachin Ravindra scored 112 in that first innings, and Will Young was on 64, not out in the second one. Darren Bravo got 135 in reply for the West Indies. Top wicket taker there, Jacob Duffy, with 3 wickets for 49 runs. Moving on then to the NRL, and yes, it's been the sad passing of Manly Sea Eagles prop Keith Titmus. The 20-year-old was at training, became ill while stretching and got taken to hospital, where unfortunately he then passed away. So our thoughts with Titmus's friends and family, and also the Sea Eagles there. Sad to hear the passing of the young up-and-coming player there. Over in the golf, and Lydia Ko finished tied 4th at the weekend in the Pelican Women's Championship held in Tampa, Florida. That's her 4th top 10 finish of the season. So yes, back into some decent form. Still waiting for that elusive win. It's been a couple of years since that's happened now, but great to see that she's back there. Finished at 8 under par, 6 shots behind the runaway leader, Si Young Kim from South Korea. But good to see Lydia Ko back in some good form at the golf. Over in the show jumping, and it was the FEI World Cup qualifier at Egmont AMP show in Howrah, and congratulations to Tegan Fitzsimon, who won there on board of Windermere Cappuccino. That is the 3rd time that she has won that event, so congratulations to her. She was also 5th overall on board of her new horse Campari. That was the first World Cup start on board the Campari. So good round, a good opening event for her on her new horse as well. Moving on then, and into the NZNBL 18 in 18, and we have a couple of games to bring you. On the back of the Swish beating the Wildcats 55-42, they faced off against North Harbour Breeze one of the pre-season favourites, and they showed why by winning 88-65. And that 88 is the highest score by some margin. The previous one was by the Auckland Dream, which is 66 points. So yes, the Breeze really in some scoring action on Sunday night. They backed it up to play Gold Rush last night and won that one 47-58. So 2 opening wins there for the Breeze. A good start for them. Tonight, the Gold Rush will have to back up against the Waikato Wizards. And they weren't, who you remember in their opening game pushed the Dream all of the way but came up just short. So yes, another tough opponent for the Gold Rush this evening. Over to the Premiership hockey, and we had some 2 big matchups. The Tridents versus the Alpine, as 2 teams striving for their first win, and it wasn't to be. It was a 2-2 draw at the end of regular time. The Tridents won the shootout 4-3 for the bonus point, and then the undefeated Mavericks against the Falcons, who had won all of their games, and the Falcons came out on top 6-2 in that one. The men now take a break until the 2nd of December, and the women will be in action from tomorrow night for 4 rounds, with the finals on the 29th of November. So this short and sharp tournament taking place. Over to the football, and we had 2 results from Sunday in the men's Premiership. Hamilton Wanderers beat Auckland City 2-0. A good win there for Hamilton. And Eastern Suburbs beat Canterbury United 3-1. That sees Hamilton Wanderers share the top of the leaderboard with Team Wellington, both with 2 wins from the opening 2 rounds. Over on the women's side of things, and the sorry, it's just refreshing with that. On Sunday, the Northern Lights beat Auckland Football Federation 4-1. That is the first loss for Auckland football, who are top of the table currently on 9 points with Canterbury United. Northern Lights, though, that's the only undefeated team so far with 2 wins and a draw, but they were game in hand over Canterbury, and Auckland are 2 points further back. So those top 3 looking like fighting it out, and also Capital Football also on 7 points will be challenging them as well. And that brings you up to speed with all of the important sports news here on Tuesday, the 24th of November. Don't forget to join us this evening for the Driving Mall Show, where we're looking at a 15 that was on the legendary Marty Banks Facebook page, which was looking at the 15 Minor 10 Cup players who have not got Super Rugby contracts. So I'll be running through that. Also, the news came out as to how little rugby some of the All Blacks have had on tour, some including not even playing. So I know that's a topic that Stephen wants to have a chat about as well. So 2 topics we'll be talking about this evening on the Driving Mall Show. And don't forget, you can go back and listen to Swinging from the Hip that was on last night, hosted by Ashwin. And I actually joined him for that show. So join us. You can listen to that one back as a podcast. Just search for New Zealand Sports Radio on your favourite podcatcher, be that iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of those wonderful places. Hope you have a wonderful day, and catch you all later at 8 p.m. for the Driving Mall Show.